Hello and welcome to Won't Be Forgetting That, a podcast talking about all of the most awkward and embarrassing moments of people working in the arts and entertainment industry. I'm your podcast host, Seb Muirhead, and today we have a guest. They are a singer, a songwriter, a musician, Vic Meehan.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming on, Vic.
Thank you for having me.
That's quite all right. So a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, and I know I need to get a new phrase because I say that every week. But I asked Vic to come on this because she's an incredibly talented musician. She did ask me to say that beforehand. But she was a little bit worried about having embarrassing stories to tell. And for any long-time listeners as well, they know that sort of the main story I'm looking for, the like magnum opus of stories, is somebody shooting themselves during a performance or an audition or any of the work and that kind of stuff with the arts and entertainment industry. And Vic said that she promised to shit herself if she didn't have any embarrassing stories by the time of the podcast. So, Vic.
The big question, did I shit myself? I did not. I found some.
Well, thank you very much for listening to Won't Be Forgetting That. Please rate and review 5 stars. No, that's okay. So you actually found some embarrassing stories?
Well, I believe it's embarrassing and uncomfortable stories, isn't it? So
embarrassing and awkward. Uncomfortable is kind of encapsulated, I suppose.
Okay.
No, I'm very appreciative. I don't know if anyone can hear that in the background. My dog is trying to break into the illustrious podcast studio I have here. So my apologies for that.
That's probably why.
Yeah, Vic stole her ball before we got in here. Didn't want to give her it back. So,
I'm a monster.
She is a monster. No, I'm joking. I'm very grateful that you're doing this podcast as well. And you came in with uncomfortable stories.
Yes, I believe they're uncomfortable.
Okay. I'll allow that. So usually what I've asked of previous guests is if they could start with like the least uncomfortable, the least embarrassing, and we always try and save the worst one for the end, just so I get all these bloody weirdos listening to the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Thank you for listening. Do you have any order that you want to tell them in, or do you have any particular way of telling them?
I just thought I'll just start telling them.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I really sprung that on Vic there as well. I can see the panic and rise when I asked that. But yeah, no. Do you have any particular one that you'd like to start off with?
Well, I'll start with just a...
Shitting your pants story?
Yeah. I'm going to shit my pants in a second, I reckon.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Here
we go.
Podcast. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, I'll stop using this fucking soundboard.
I love it. It's great. I think I moved away. Did I do it? You told me not to do that. Moving the mic away.
It's all right.
You're watching me like a
anyone
hawk.
that hasn't been on a podcast before, you usually try and keep the mic close to your face.
Yeah.
Vic's been slowly drifting away in thought. Yes, sorry. We have our first one, did we say?
Yeah.
Cool. So paint us a picture.
Uncomfortable. Okay.
Did you say this is uncomfortable? Yeah, you are correct.
No, this story is just like an uncomfortable one. Hopefully you guys can like picture it with me. But
paint us a picture of it.
Paint you a picture. Yes. So me starting out, gigging, and I thought it was a good idea to just told my sister, I was like, I'm going to just say yes to every gig. I'm never going to say no.
Classic. We've had this from so many people on here, like past actors, past comedians, like stand-ups and stuff like that, just doing anything you can when you're first starting. Can I ask how long ago this was as well?
I must have been maybe, then I don't want to say my age, but yeah, many, many moons ago. It was a long time ago.
Not that long ago. Very youthful, but a fair few years back.
Yes,
then.
And we were very naive and just starting out. Yeah, so I've probably done a few gigs.
Like singer-songwriters, so anyone that hasn't seen Vic or heard Vic, were you starting off just yourself and a guitar on stage?
Yeah.
Did you have a backing band at all?
No, just me and my guitar.
Yeah. And do you have open mics for musicians as well?
We do, yeah.
Oh, cool. So was it open mics?
I guess I was lucky. Like people would get me for supports mainly.
Oh, nice. Oh, so you skipped all those.
I did. Yeah.
The open mics.
People were pretty nice to me. But
I'm
this
sure there's
one...
not weirdos there, but whatever.
This one was kind of an open mic situation. It was actually like a poetry thing.
Oh dear.
Which poetry could be like, I'm a fan. I dig poetry, cool. But this was Oh, can I swear? Sorry.
Oh, please, yes, swear away.
It was a very weird night.
Weird poetry or just like a weird night in general?
Weird night in general. Like,
okay.
got asked, like, we're out at a bar, and someone was like, oh, you should come down. They're really great nights. You'd love it. And, you know, your style of writing's kind of poetry. You could sing a song.
Did you do poetry?
No, no, I sang.
I was going to ask for that poem at the end of this thing.
People, yeah, some spoken word. People go down and play music as well, but mainly like poets go down. But yeah, rocked up. I brought a friend with me because I wanted to show off how cool I am.
I was thinking most people bring friends for emotional support, but you're just
it turned out
straight away. Like, nah, fuck that. Come and watch how good I am.
Yeah. Watch how cool I am and all the cool shit I do. But yeah, rocked up, and there was maybe like 2 or 3 people there.
Just the microphone in front of her mouth a little
Sorry,
bit more.
there we
Thank
go.
you.
And a massive hall set up with seats. So I thought, oh, this is going to be great. Like, it's going to be like a decent crowd here. And we're sort of just hanging around.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, when do people normally come? And they're like, oh, people don't actually really come to these nights.
What?
Now that we think of it, like they don't get a crowd down there. I was like, oh, okay. So we just like had to huddle in the corner together.
What?
Like there was like no audience. So it was just like 5 of us huddled in a corner in this massive hall.
What? You don't have to name the hall, but like how large is the hall? Festival hall? Was that what it was?
No, not festival hall.
No.
Just like, you know, like a RSL hall kind of vibe.
Like a performing hall though.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And we all huddled in the corner and had to go around and, you know, someone was doing their poetry and then I sang my song and had to stick around, of course.
Because you can't leave when there's 5 people right
Exactly,
in
how
front of you.
rude. Yeah, me and my friend Lee, that's most of the crowd. And this guy was just really drunk, this older guy. And he had his bass guitar, he dropped it. And I was like, well, that's all right. He'll tune it back up. He decided not to.
Oh, fun.
And it's his go. So he just starts playing this riff and he just starts like really loudly kind of screaming.
Oh, my God.
Singing, but screaming like, Annie doesn't love me.
Jesus, I'm sorry for any headphone listeners there as well.
Sorry. And he just kept saying that over and over and over again. And it must have gone for about 7 minutes, just repeating
Jesus
it. We were just sitting
Christ.
there. Me and my friend were just trying not to look at each other because we were just like, oh my God, we're going to piss ourselves laughing. This is so awkward.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Also, like, why are you there?
I know. That's when I realized.
That guy.
Yes.
You were tricked into this.
yeah, I was tricked. That's when I realized I probably don't have to go. Probably don't have to say yes to every single gig.
I would say absolutely do not say yes to every single gig.
No.
It's a weird one for anyone that's up and coming in like the music scene or the comedy scene or even acting, I suppose. Saying yes to everything when you start out is a good way of getting your hours in and you
Get
do
some
meet a lot of great
practice.
people, but then you do those gigs as well, which, if nothing else, make for a great story in a podcast.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out if that guy has gotten back with Annie at all?
I don't think
Have you
he
seen
did.
him on the scene again afterwards?
I've seen him around.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Is he doing okay?
Actually, he just like left me with his kid one time at a bar. He's just like, hey,
What?
can you just mind my kid for a second? And just like left for like 40 minutes.
Is this guy doing okay?
Yeah, he's a weird guy. But yeah, I haven't seen him since, but
Well-
it kept seeming like the song was over. We're like, oh, surely he's done. And then he's like, she says I drink too much.
I think Annie's
And
right.
I know. Look, I'm like, oh my God, you do. Like, you definitely do. And
Was this just a therapy session you went
it felt
to?
like
Was this
I think
AA?
it was. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he
You're
got a
just
lot off
singing
his
all
chest.
these alcoholics little song.
I know, how dangerous. I was like, what have I done? I've just come to this creepy hall. I'm just, yeah. But
Were any of the other ones any good?
I can't remember.
That's probably a good thing in that respect then. It's the ones that, like, for the most part, you remember things that are really good or really bad. So if you
Yeah.
don't remember it, you're like, well, at least they weren't terrible.
It wasn't as full on as that. It was just so intense. And my poor friend was like visiting Melbourne and
Oh,
took her
no
out.
way.
Yeah, she's just like, what the hell is this? She's just looking at me. I'm like, sorry, we have to stay.
Where was she visiting from? Somewhere that gets, like, culture
yeah.
and arts that much?
Oh,
Or
Queensland? Do they get culture and arts?
no. I'm joking. Queensland's beautiful. But yeah, like, what a fucking introduction to Melbourne.
Yeah. She's just like, so this is what you've been doing? You just
You want to make a public apology to your friend on this podcast?
Yes, I am very sorry for that night. And
Okay.
yeah, I think I've made it up to her.
As Vic says, as she squints out the side of her eyes.
Have I? Yeah.
But yeah, I also apologise for that as well. Melbourne can do better. And also, if you're listening and you organise that group, do better.
Yes.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't think it's still running, but yeah.
You do get some of those weird little performances, though. To take back, we actually saw a very weird little performance once. Vic looks worried.
You and I did?
Yes. Yeah. We went to Falls Music Festival together. So I'm friends with Vic. I've got her on here as a charity more than anything else. I'm joking. She's an incredibly talented musician. But I have been friends with Vic for a very long time now. And we went to Falls Festival. God, must have been almost 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
Maybe even 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And this tiny little side stage, like not even part, well, it was part of the festival, but it was just tiny little stage. Maybe you even performed on it.
I did,
actually.
thank you very much.
did?
That was
I'm
a great
so sorry.
stage.
That was a beautiful stage. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to
like,
say
who
that.
would play on that stage? Like, I did.
But we
Seb,
went
I
to
did.
go and see some other people there, and they just kept singing about Mike Hunt. Do you remember
Right,
that?
I forgot, yeah.
Were they your friends?
No,
God,
they
I
were
think
not.
bad them.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm not bad mouthing them. But they just kept
Good
playing.
memory.
Yeah, and they're like, well, because it was so strange. Because we're like, we're going to check out this cool little stage this great, fantastic little stage that Vic's
She's
playing
made
on
it.
later.
She's
Yeah,
playing at Falls.
She's playing at Falls Festival. We're going to check out this stage, and it was just this like I don't know if they're a couple, this guy and this gal.
Yeah.
And they were just going, Mike Hunt smells really bad. Mike Hunt is really wet. And I was like, wow, that was fucking weird.
All right.
But again, I remember them. So either they were really good or really bad.
Yeah.
I'll let the audience decide on that one.
Where are they now?
I'm going to say probably not back at Falls Festival. Or maybe they are. I don't know. They let bloody
Pretty
anyone
clever.
into Falls
I
Festival.
see what they did there.
Is it though?
Not
I really feel like that is...
pretty basic.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can have a premise for a comedy song, but then make it funny. That's all
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Ooh, snobbery.
I know. I am such a snob for comedy. It's true.
Yeah. You should do it.
I should do comedy.
Yeah.
This is comedy, mate. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
No?
is it?
I've heard you laugh at least once on this podcast. No, I don't know. Stand-up comedy scares me. And it's
Yeah.
also, I feel like so much work as well. I put so much work into being a dwindling actor. I don't want to put so much work into being a dwindling stand-up as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Maybe I'll become a guy that screams at people about
Do it with
his
an attitude
ex-partner.
bass. Just
maybe his
whoa.
current partner.
Yeah.
I could play an out-of-tune bass, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. I
And I'm
believe in
happy
you.
to scream at people in the hall as well. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
happy to drink too much as well. So, yeah, maybe is that all it takes
Nail
to be a
it.
musician?
It's pretty easy. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm going to put musician in my bio as well then.
Do it.
As I've worked with like, a fair few number of people as well who are like, because from acting background for myself, they're always like, can you play any instruments? And I'm like, no. And then loads of people are like, yeah, I can play guitar or piano. And then it comes to an audition or actually having the dog is trying to break in again.
Why can't
give
she
her a
stay in
ball
here?
back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've worked with so many people who are like, yeah, I can play piano or guitar. And then it comes to the audition or it comes to actually them having to do it live. And you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
They can't actually play it?
No, I did it
They
once.
were lying.
Yeah, but like, that's actors. All we do is lie. So you kind of have to, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to be asked to do it on camera or on set or on stage, I should say, sorry, at least take a couple of lessons.
Yeah.
Reach out to Vic.
Yeah, I'll
Teach
give
you,
some
yeah.
lessons. Yeah.
So if you're an actor that's lied about it, bluffed your way through to something, reach out to Vic after
I can
the
teach
show.
you hot
yeah.
cross buns, I reckon.
I presume that's a song?
Hot cross buns?
No.
No, you don't know hot cross buns.
I don't know
That's
hot cross
weird.
buns. Is it weird?
That's really weird.
Well, that's going to be my next episode of me embarrassing stories. Be like, I didn't know hot cross buns on my own
cross
podcast.
buns, hot cross buns. One
What?
a penny, two a penny, hot cross
I've
buns.
never heard this song before.
All right,
Maybe it's a
I'm
cultural
sure
difference.
Some people have heard it.
Call in now.
Maybe I
if you've
wrote it.
heard
Yeah,
hot cross
yeah,
buns,
yeah.
we'll be right
I'm
back
sure
after
why.
Miley Cyrus. No, I haven't. But yes, if you want to learn hot cross buns, apparently, give Vic a message. No, I'm joking. But yes, sorry. We've had ourselves in a nice little, not festival hall, being screamed at by a drunk man.
Yes. He was also wearing a trench coat. I should have added.
He was.
Yeah.
Anything under it?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah.
This man's definitely in jail
A bottle
now.
of booze. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he's listening, then I'm sure you're doing well.
Yeah.
Also,
Let's let
help
me
is
know.
available. So we've done a gig to 5 people. Have we played to any more people than that since then?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
further into our career?
Yes.
Or I feel like any other gig, it's quite easy to get more than
Was
5 people to.
Pretty much, yeah.
Was that the
Up from
smallest we've
there.
ever played to?
Yeah, surely. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, that
I'd
would
say
have been the
that.
smallest, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got friends that have been, or that are actors that have been actors that they're still actors, and they've played to like rooms of like 2 or 3 people. Comics as well. Yeah. Edinburgh Fringe is notorious for that kind of stuff, of people playing to like a one person in a room, and that person like gets up and leaves halfway through, and you're like,
Oh,
I guess my show's over.
so sad. How could you
Really
do
is,
that?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. If I was that one person and I wasn't enjoying it, I was like, I'd rather maybe just leave as well.
No, just
no,
stay. That's why I
You're
just stay.
a far
You know,
nicer
it's like,
person than I am.
this
So
is
invite Vic to all your
I
terrible
will
shows and
stay
gigs.
for the
She
whole
will
thing.
not leave. I probably would stay as well. I've got mad social anxiety, so I
Yeah.
feel really bad. But
yeah.
maybe make a better show as well.
Oh, more snobbery.
Such a
Gosh.
snobby boy. But yeah, sorry, we played to more than 5 people. Tell us about.
So, but at least all of them, like, it was an attentive crowd. It was 5 of them, but everyone was very focused.
Well, one guy was very drunk,
know,
and
he was
another
on a
person was
different
your best friend. So
yeah.
they had to be.
And I can't remember the others, so I don't really. It could be
So if
true
you were
or
at
not.
that gig, call in. No, but yeah, sorry, but we've had gigs that are larger than that since then.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
beautiful.
yes.
We had any other embarrassing interactions or stories? Or uncomfortable, I should say. Sorry,
Uncomfortable.
Since
'Cause-
then, at any more live performances?
Yeah, surprised myself. I thought I would have done a lot more embarrassing things, but if I
No,
have,
that's good. You'd be proud.
yeah.
I get people on sometimes and like, I don't. Past guest Ben Knight is like, I'm not embarrassing story, or don't have that many embarrassing stories, and then he tells stories. I was like, I'd be embarrassed by that.
you should be.
Nah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
He's like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, maybe I should live my life a bit more like that.
Yeah, we
I feel
just don't
embarrassed by
embarrass easy.
everything.
Yeah. Oh God, just fall off the chair.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Vic did just sit back in one of these reclining chairs that you don't know if it's going to stop at any point.
Really felt like it was going to fall.
Yeah, in my very fancy podcast studio.
Studio.
Yes.
Very fancy. Yeah, so another time I thought I was dating someone
Oh, is that the whole story?
and I wasn't. No.
Oh,
No, like
we're
to-
swiftly moving on. Thank you very much for listening to Won't Be Forgetting That.
Yeah, and I told everyone that he was like coming to my show.
Did you tell everyone you were dating?
Well, I told everyone that like, you know, there was potential there and that I thought that we were kind of falling for each other. And
Aw.
yeah,
Oh,
I was
this is
like,
gonna
I'm
be a
so
really sad
excited.
story now.
You're like, it's not like a sad podcast.
Just
Stop telling you
crying.
sad stories.
I'm going to edit out my tears.
Yeah. Told everyone that he was coming to my gig and that, you know, I think that we're going to be together and how lucky I am. I know I bragged to everyone so much because I was quite young. I was like, I can't believe I've already met like my person. Aren't I lucky?
This was so in our career. Sorry not to interrupt, but I'm going to anyway. No, but this was post our starting out phase, was it? Like past our performing to 5 people in a hall, like a little bit further down in the career.
Was, yeah, a little bit after then, I reckon.
Yeah, cool. Sorry. So we've got the love of our life coming along.
Yeah. And like I put a seat for him to sit with like my friends and stuff and told them, you know, it's so
I'm
bad.
sorry. Stop making these noises.
You
My
know
heart's
where I'm
breaking
going,
here.
Yeah. Playing my set, he rocks up with a friend, which is good. Just like, oh, he wants to show me off.
I don't like the sound of this friend. Yes,
I sort of, you know, gave my friends a look like that's him. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Had he met any of the friends before?
No, he
No.
hadn't.
Oh, so first time meeting the
So,
friends as well.
Yeah, and the family, everyone had
God,
to meet
Vic,
the love
I'm
of my life.
sweating.
I know.
Sweating.
But yeah, so singing some songs, really excited to see him, just thinking I'm going to nail this and
Nail him.
nail him, nail this. It's all sorted.
Yep.
Everyone's going to meet the love of my life. But yeah, I really misread the situation and he was there with his guy friend
Okay.
and they started sort of canoodling at the bar.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Plot twist. And my heart just broke. I was just like, I have read this so wrong. He's not even straight.
Was he, not to ask his like
I
sexual
know.
background, was he bi or interested in women at all?
I
then,
don't
or?
think he was. No, well, he's
no.
certainly not anymore. But yeah, I was just young and silly and
Oh, Vic,
just thought we were
that's
hanging out.
heartbreaking.
And I was really upset. I was trying to sing through the rest of my set, just like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like,
you saw this whilst you were on stage?
Yeah. And I see everyone looking over, just kind of like, they're all realizing how wrong I got it. I'm just like, this sucks balls.
So everybody knew that was him when he got there as well?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're all sitting together on the table with the little secret.
I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well.
I got over it after like 10 years, but yeah.
Do you want to give a shout out to him and say, ask for an apology? No,
should have been me, yeah.
Oh my God, that's so hard.
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
Nah, that's
How
all
did
right.
the rest of the set go, can I ask?
Pretty bad. I felt like I was really embarrassed and that I was possibly going to cry.
Oh my God.
Which is so dramatic. Like,
I'm
come on,
so
I knew it for
sorry.
like 2 weeks. Like,
Okay. Yeah, but still, that's like the honeymoon period in that 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I mean,
I thought we were
not the
really
honeymoon,
vibing
obviously.
each other, but yeah.
I don't want to dig too deep into this, but obviously this is part of the interviewing process of the podcast.
You want the goss?
Yeah.
We did not sleep together, Sebastian.
Had anything happened before? No. Okay, cool. No, I'm just trying to get this
all in my head, completely all in my head. We're
We're
just hanging out, having like nice times, going to the movies, going for dinner.
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, literally just as friends. And
God.
he,
How far was it
had a
into the set?
boyfriend.
When did you?
I think it was a few songs in, so he was late as
long
well.
was
The
the
love of
set?
my life was late. Yeah,
Fuck him, man. If he's
Yeah.
not turning up there
Doesn't deserve
right, like,
me.
even before you get on.
Yeah.
You open strong, you close strong. Like, you want to see the first couple of songs.
yeah. Yeah.
Nah, fuck this guy. How dare he not be interested in women?
I know.
I'm
heartbreaking.
joking by that anyway. Don't take that out of context, anyone listening. Third time that the dog's trying to break into the room as well.
Loves me. That's why.
She does. Yeah, all animals love Vic. She's like a Snow White. Is that no? Who's the one?
Yeah, they like Snow White. Yeah.
Great reference right there from me.
Good
I
job.
don't know if we can hear this, but my dog is going
It's
crazy.
like a murderer is trying to come in. It's just like
Oh
the
my
handles
God.
are like,
I did let that murder into my house earlier.
oopsies.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm so sorry. That's such a sad story.
I know. I was very upset. I didn't think I'd ever get over it, but here I am.
Your friends ever
over
bring
it.
that up to you now?
They do. Yeah,
they?
they tease me a bit.
Yeah.
Every time I'm dating someone, they're just like, "Are you sure he likes
Are you
women?"
dating him?
Yeah. Are you actually dating him?
I think that's always a really good reading your friends because, like, I don't know what other people's friends are like, but like, I think if you got really good friends, they're always kind of mean to you.
Yes.
So when those kind of things happen in the moment, they're super nice to you. Then they kind of read the situation, and a few weeks later, they'll be like, "Hey, do you remember when you thought you were dating that gay?"
Yeah.
And then a few months later, they'll be like, "Oh, Vic, you remember this?
Idiot.
Do you want
Yeah.
me to save this seat for your not boyfriend?"
I know. Oh, humiliating. Oh, well. Yeah.
Thank you for telling that, though.
That's all right. It's nice to get
And
off
I
my
was
chest.
I'm fucking sweating now as well. I was listening to that story. Certain stories I hear on this podcast, and I very much appreciate you sharing them as well. I do ask, like, with the concept of this podcast, I kind of, a few weeks into it, I'm like, I am asking people to share some of the lowest or most awkward or embarrassing moments of their life. Like, so really thank you for everyone that does do that.
Yeah.
But then I was like, God, I have to live it with them as well now. Fuck. I'm sweating this in the room in the moment. I was listening to this in a podcast. I could just stop it and message Vic on Instagram and tell her how sad it was.
You made me cry.
Vic. No, please, no one DM her that. DM me if you want to be mean to anyone. Don't DM anyone, I guess. Or don't DM me mean things.
Don't be
How about
mean.
that?
Yeah.
DM us nice things.
Yes.
Or if you're a single man out there, DM Victoria.
Damn, slide into my DM.
If you're a gay man out there, DM
Slide on in. We'll be dating anyway. Yeah.
Vic's head anyway, yes. Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah.
You finished the set strong.
I finished it. Okay,
You didn't cry.
I
That's
didn't
what I'm
cry.
considering strong.
I
in
think
this
my
case.
voice was probably doing a little bit of croaking up as I realized that just everyone was there, just realizing what an idiot I am.
Yeah,
At the same
far
time.
out.
But I ended up dedicating a song to I was just so flustered because I was sort of dedicating songs. I dedicated a song to my sister.
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, Nico, I'm so sorry. Like, you drove me here. I haven't dedicated a song to you. I'll dedicate the next songs for my beautiful sister, blah, blah, blah."
Oh.
And then, but I wasn't even thinking what the song was. It was that
Oh.
I know, it was that Lucinda Williams song, locks. I don't know if you've heard it, but basically it's like
good music.
I changed the locks on my front door so you can't call me anymore, and you can't come inside my house.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And you can't crash on my couch.
Nika, what have you done to your sister?
Everyone's just looking like, why do you hate your sister? She keeps coming around to your house or
So
something.
everything's falling apart in this.
It was a disaster. I was like, I just don't even want to be here anymore.
Did you? We will move on from this story. I promise. Promise. It is fascinating. Yeah. Did you have any of those points in the song where it was, when you're trying to hold back tears, especially when you're a kid and you're like, did you have any of those moments when you're like
when I was
trying to speak and you're trying to hold back tears and you get that weird quivering
I think
voice?
I was doing some quivering. I could feel it.
God.
But my friends were like, no, you couldn't even tell. You couldn't even tell. But I don't know.
Yeah, again, in the moment,
they were
everyone's
being
very
nice. Like, bright red, and you're like...
I'll tell a little story about when it's something I did something like that once as well. And this was years ago when I was doing an audition.
Fell in love with a gay man.
He didn't love me back. He was straight, the piece of shit. How dare he? So any straight men message me as well.
Yeah.
No, but sorry. So it was a good few years back now as well. And for anyone listening for the first time, I am an actor. So I have spoke about this on previous podcasts, but TV commercial auditions are always a very bizarre thing to do. So you go in, a lot of the time you're not too sure what's going to happen. And the casting directors are always super lovely, but they have the strangest requests from you sometimes. And this one time in TV commercial audition, they went in and they're like, hey, can you just tell us about this time that like an exercise or exercise in general has really helped your life? And I went into this really dark, depressing story. And then I was like, at one point I felt myself going like, and I've
just reliving it.
And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think like I would get this. And I was like holding back tears and I was like, fuck, this is uncomfortable. And I think they just wanted the time being like, oh, I couldn't lift up my son, so I went to the gym and I lifted up my son. It was really nice, but I was just telling this time exercise really helped me get out of a really dark depression. And I was like quivering voice, and I was like, I never heard back from that casting. So I never got that.
You poor
and I think the pure casting director didn't really know how to react to it as well, because everyone else just came in with presumably airy fairy stories, and I was just in there
like here's my soul.
Yeah, disgusting confessions of my horrible past. And I was like, oh God. And then I left and I was like,
am I okay?
I was like, once again sweating, and I'd be like, why did I tell that story?
Yeah, oopsies.
And then, so
they didn't call you?
No, they never called me back. And I never got that TV commercial, so yeah. Like
you got some stuff off your chest at least.
Them. Yeah, no, I'm joking. I got and it's on camera because they recorded it.
Amazing.
As well, so.
It can just haunt you for the rest of your life.
I don't think that casting agency's around anymore as well. So anyone that was listening from there, send it through. I want to see that. Just me having a mental breakdown on camera.
Oh my God, I want to see that.
Yeah. How dare you? If anyone recorded that gig of Vic's as well, send me that footage, please. I'll post it on the Instagram page. I'll post it side by side with my crying audition. We can just have
who did it better. Yeah.
And then, we can link our PayPals at the end for anyone that wants to pay for our therapy as well.
Exactly.
Sorry. That was a very... Thank you for sharing.
So uncomfortable. Not really embarrassing. It's not that embarrassing.
Oh, God. Her voice is starting to crack now as well. No, that's uncomfortable for me to listen to.
Yeah.
In like a fully thank you for sharing it way, not an uncomfortable way where somebody starts to tell you a story about like their relationship and you're like, I don't need to hear this. Tell me about your relationship now, Vic.
Not my non-existent relationship.
Tell me about your past relationships, Vic. The real ones, not that. No, I'm joking.
That'll
the
be
real
lots
ones.
Of tears, yeah.
Oh God, no, that's good. People like it when they cry.
Do they?
Yeah. Wait, let me get. I'll start recording this on video.
Oh dear.
No, I'm joking. I'm trying not to make Vic cry on this. Anyone that's listening for the first time, Vic's on it as well. I'm not bullying Vic, I promise. Please tell him, Vic, I'm not bullying you.
I am not being bullied. I am here because I want to be.
She stares at a photo of my dog on the wall.
So cute.
My dog is cute. DM me if you want to see a photo of her. I'm not giving them away for free. I'll link my PayPal at the end. You can pay for that. If you want pictures of anything, I'll give you my PayPal at the end.
She hasn't been on your story?
Huh?
Elsie hasn't been on the story for that?
Not on the podcast, no. Maybe occasionally on my personal. So yeah, you need to follow me on my personal Instagram as well if you want to see her.
Both, yeah.
But I can send you pictures as well. Again, we can We can arrange some sort of payment at the end of this. Not you. I don't know why that sounded like it was the listener.
Where did this go?
Vic doesn't have to pay to see my dog.
No.
If you come on the podcast, you get the privileges of seeing the dog for free.
Yes.
And attacked by
Get
her
a few,
occasionally.
yeah, a few little nibbles.
Little nibbles, yes.
She's a bit mouthy.
She is, yeah. She is a bit mouthy.
She's a good girl.
In a nice way, though, right? Right?
It doesn't hurt that much.
How
It's
dare you come
fine.
on my podcast
And
in my
bag my
podcast
dog.
studio.
My
Badmouth
child,
my dog.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll badmouth
No.
your animals. How about that? No, I'm joking.
Do it.
I'm sorry. This is
My asshole cats, yeah.
yeah. Do you want to give them a shout out? Will they be listening?
They won't be. They don't really give a shit about anything
They do
but
sound
food
like
and
cats,
naps.
don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, fair enough. Well, you can give some shout out to other animals at the end of the podcast.
Give a shout out to
Yeah.
Elsie. She's done well.
She has done well,
Yeah.
hasn't she? Yeah, that's my dog's name as well, Elsie, for anyone that's wondering. Okay, so
Oh,
I
you want
thought
me to
were
do it
breathing-
now?
No, I thought you were breathing good to say something there.
No,
We'll just have some silence now.
I thought you were like,
I'll
give a
edit this
shout out to
part
my
out.
dog now.
No, yes, sorry. So we've moved on from not crying, almost not crying on stage.
Yeah.
Do we have any other live ones as well? Do we have any ones where we have maybe with the recordings or anything like that as well?
Whoa.
Or do we have any other stories? Sorry, I'm trying to segue this as natural as possible.
Anything
Trying to
else?
seem professional, but
I don't
I'm really
think I haven't
falling
really
apart
had that many more embarrassing things. Like touch wood.
here. I do not believe you, Victor.
I know. I think it's because I drink a lot. Probably just forget them. But
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
used to
anyone that
drink a
drinks
lot.
with Vic, call in now to
yeah,
tell us
I know.
what's happened.
I'm sure everyone will just know like a million.
Yeah, that's
but-
so funny. Do you ever get, because you fairly regularly gigging musician. I cannot talk. Sorry, English is my second language. Do you ever get like people trying to like? I mean, presumably join in with your songs quite a bit. Do you ever get people heckling you?
heckling.
Yeah.
I
Do you need to like?
Oh, I did have someone jump on stage.
What?
Yeah. And sing. What was it? I think I was singing Jolene. And she wanted to join in. And yeah, she couldn't sing, but that's all right. We
I
had
always
fun.
feel like you watch that, and when that happens, I'm like, you never know where this is going to go. Like, when
Yeah.
somebody comes onto the stage, because the stage is your space for any performer, so musician, actor, stand-up, anything like that. Like the stage is essentially like that's your area. No one else is allowed up there unless they're invited or unless they're part of the
Pissed all
show.
over
Obviously.
this area.
Yeah, like a cat
Yeah.
marked
No,
our territory.
It's a dog thing, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Cat spray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Glad we worked that.
Yeah.
out. No, but
We know
Sorry,
animals.
yes. Vic's pissed all over the stage. No one else is allowed up there. I also do that as well. I do mark my territory.
Yeah.
That's what's happened. The podcast studio smells weird.
It's your studio. I can
Yeah.
smell it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know you're not you're
your
allowed in
chair.
here, but
Yeah.
you're not allowed to stay.
I got
Yeah,
it.
but whenever someone comes up, you're like, this can go so many different ways.
Mm.
Like, is this safe? Is this person of sound mind?
Yeah,
Are they just
sure.
drunk
Are they
and
going to
weirdo?
steal my guitar?
Yeah, are they going to come up here and try and fight me? Because, like,
Yeah.
Jolene's a really upsetting song for them. They really dislike it.
Yeah.
She just wanted to come up and have a little sing song.
Yeah, which was cool. I didn't mind, but yeah, sometimes when people are like that, it was hard to get the microphone back. I was kind of like,
Oh, that's the thing, because
Come on,
like
this
as a you play guitar and sing as well, so you don't
Yeah.
have any hands to hold onto the microphone.
yeah. So someone takes it.
I know,
it's
right?
gone,
This
yeah.
is not an invitation to take a microphone at anybody's gig, though. Like anyone that's listening, I mean, firstly, don't go on stage.
Yeah.
Not your time to shine.
Like,
is the
yeah. I mean,
performer's
it's a
time to
great
shine.
song. I understand.
Oh, I love that song as well.
Yeah.
And I've heard you perform it as well. And it's fantastic version from yourself as well. But that doesn't give anyone an invitation to come
Just
up
come
and
and take the mic away.
sing with you.
Yeah.
Was she intoxicated?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Yes.
Oh, God.
Very.
Why would I even ask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very boozy.
Did you manage to get her off stage? Does someone else have to?
I think someone kind of stepped in and helped a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyone that she was with? Was she by herself, do you know?
No, I think she was there with her husband.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did her husband do anything?
No.
If you're that husband listening, I mean, first of all, like, maybe have some counselling together. If you're that lady that thinks that's all right to do, and if you're the husband that think that's all right not to come and get her off stage.
I think she does it a lot, so
Oh,
it was
God,
all right.
Don't do that.
Nah,
Don't do
she's
that.
good fun. It's all
No,
right.
Vic, you can't invite people up on stage without knowing them. Go to karaoke or do your own
Yeah,
terrible open mics. If you want to be that person, go to your own open mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So it's just another bystander that came and got her off stage?
Yeah, just maybe just bribed her with a whiskey or something, and I got the mic back and got
Was
to
it a busy
continue.
gig as well?
Not hugely busy.
No,
but
just a couple hundred people then?
Just a few
Couple
thousand, mate.
thousand,
Yeah.
Forum theatre.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
I wish.
Yeah. What's the Thorum Theopers?
What is these
Forum.
words?
I'm so sorry.
I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to understand you because of your accent, but I definitely didn't understand that. I know.
Well, it's because I said the wrong word there. I try and speak,
said not
speak
words.
as well as I can. I'm going to be very self-conscious of how I talk now. I'm going to have to enunciate very properly.
That's perfect.
Yes, thank you. Can you really not understand me?
Sometimes I find your accent challenging, but
Well, sometimes I find your personality challenging. How about that?
understand.
No, I'm joking. I'm so mean.
it turns into
I've
a
known
fight.
Vic for a long time. If any prospective guests are coming up, I'm not this mean to them. No, I'm joking.
it's just
I'm
me.
joking.
Yeah. Ooh,
We'll swiftly move on from this anyway. But that's the only time you've really had any, well, I mean, stage invaders for a start. Do you not have
Yeah.
anyone else that's tried to, I mean, I feel like live music's one of those things where you're not there always necessarily to be like the center of the attention in the way that, like, if you go to a comedy night, people are watching.
You can kind of be
Whereas,
background. a
yeah,
bit.
performing, like, people don't directly have to all be facing you and staying quiet. Like, people can have a little bit more.
Although
chit-chat
my
and
mum
stuff like
thinks
that.
you have to. She'll be giving looks.
Oh, really?
Maybe back in the day. She's better now, but yeah.
You got a bit of a stage mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice though, isn't it?
It's embarrassing. I'm like, Mum, they're allowed to talk. Like, it's a
Has she gone
bar.
around and told people off before?
No, she'll just give them looks. I can see it from stage. I'm like, Mum, stop it. Stop it.
Oh.
It's fine.
Toddlers and tiaras moment
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Mum, stop it.
Embarrassing me.
Adult, I'm allowed to do what I want. They don't all have to listen to me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute as well, though.
I guess.
Number one.
It's pretty embarrassing, really. But
Oh,
yeah.
perfect for the podcast then.
yeah. There you
wanna
go.
tell any other more embarrassing
I do.
stories
My
about
whole
your
life
mum?
is embarrassing.
Yeah,
So.
I knew it. And you haven't even shit yourself yet. as well, so-
Exactly.
yeah.
The day will come.
Soon, hopefully, I can get you back on. I'm joking. I
You'll be
never
the
wish that
first
on
to know.
anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lined myself up for people getting in contact with me for some really bad stuff now as well.
Didn't you have someone that, I swear one of them, someone shat their pants or something?
No, not yet.
Not
The
yet.
first episode, I told how I almost did. close, but-
Almost.
yeah.
Inverted commas. Almost shat your pants.
Oh, you meaning like I've doctored the story to like pretend I haven't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that no, what? What are you talking? Anyway, Vic. So more stories about yourself. No, I haven't. I would definitely tell that story if I had.
Oh.
I feel like at this point I've told enough embarrassing stories where I'm not that faced by embarrassing story or telling embarrassing stories about myself anymore.
Yeah.
Which is either going to come back and bite me in the ass later on in life, or no one's going to care. Be like, oh yeah,
tuned.
fair enough. Yeah, stay tuned, listener. Yeah, find out what happens. Has your mum had any other interactions with people then when you've been playing and she's been trying to get people to?
To listen to my daughter. She doesn't do that anymore. But yeah, when I was starting
Is
out.
that through? I don't want to say years of training. That sounds very rude.
Yes,
Or just like a few.
Yeah, me
Talk to
having
her
firm
ear.
words with her
Yeah.
to let people enjoy their night, and yeah,
Is it? Did you actually have to speak to her about
a couple times, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that? How did that go? Was she receptive
yeah.
to your
I think
feedback?
she eventually got it, like,
Aw.
you know, because you go to a gig, yeah, like you said, it can be background. You're just
Yeah.
enjoying yourself, and
When did you start out? What age, if you don't mind me asking? So was it like when she came to see you and you're like a little 14-year-old playing in a pub,
maybe not
or
quite 14, but maybe 17, 18, like
Okay.
still quiet.
young? Yeah.
Young, yeah.
Young.
Young. What's that? Very posh.
Yeah.
Young.
Vic's actually the snob here, not me. I mean, I suppose that's nice, and she's there trying to look after her daughter as well.
She is.
Yeah, it's a little bit more embarrassing when you get into your 30s, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you are listening to Vic live, shut up. Do not have a talk with your friends.
If there's a lady greasing you off, it's my mum.
Yeah, if she comes around and has a very stern word with you while
She
you're just trying to have a
will.
catch up and you didn't realise there was music in the venue.
Trying to have your dinner, and yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of gigs like that then? Do you play in a lot of bars where you, not, I don't want to say the background noise, but you're not necessarily like the front and centre entertainment?
Yeah. Do a bit of the background stuff, which
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah, is
Well-
that night? Like, I think it's a weird one. Like purely coming from an acting background myself, I'm like, everybody stop and pay attention to me and be silent.
Every single word.
Yes, you must pay attention to me. You've paid $30 for this ticket and you have to sit quietly for an hour.
Yeah, that's fair enough though. Like for your plays and stuff.
For that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you find it like a little bit more or I suppose it's just a bit different, right?
It's just different vibe. Yeah. Sometimes you want people to sort of really zone in and focus. Other times I don't mind being in the background.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get people coming up asking for requests ever?
Yes, I do.
You ever had any really weird requests?
Not weird. I get like Daryl Braithwaite's Horses all the time.
Have you learned that one then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I mean, it's a banging tune, but...
What about Hotel California?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Hot Cross Buns. I get Hot Cross Buns a lot. No.
Yeah, that made-up song.
yeah, it's not.
Sorry, we will get a sterling rendition of Hot Cross Buns by Vic at the end of this podcast. But yeah, right. It's mostly just like your pub rock classics, as I'd say.
Yeah, or Ed Sheeran. Lots of Ed Sheeran.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have to learn these songs then, or do you just kind of like quickly Google it? Or just do your own rendition?
yeah, just do it a cappella. Or, I could look it up, like look up the chords on my phone, or yeah, if I'm really dedicated. Otherwise, I'll just be like, I don't know it.
Oh, so you're quite happy just to
not a bloody jukebox, mate. No.
Yeah. no. Just go and sit in the corner, put your headphones on. If you really fucking want it, all right?
Stop talking. You're annoying my mum.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a shame. Poor Vic's mum. Does she ever request songs?
Yeah, she likes.
Daryl Braithwaite's Horses.
Yeah, it's her. Yeah. She likes a lot of my originals, so she'll kind of ones that I've sort of moved on from. Don't play much, but she'll always keep wanting me to play.
Like your original songs?
Yeah.
Do you want to name any of them so next time people come and see you, they can come and request them?
Yeah. She likes one called You Only Call Me When You're Drunk, which is quite ironic, but I do like mention mum in there. She's not the one calling me when I'm drunk, but that's why she likes it. But it's also about like booty calls with the guy. So it's like it's
Weird
confusing why she
mother.
likes it. Yeah. Like, do you know what this song's about, mum?
Like, no, but I. Nice. Yeah. So it's just whoever requests a song is most likely to be in the song. That's basically what happens.
Yeah.
Catalog.
Yeah. She wants it about her. So
yeah. Your sister in any of the songs, she come up and request them?
I have a song called Sister that I dedicate to her.
Does she ever request that?
No, she doesn't. Why doesn't she request anything?
She doesn't come to my gigs.
She doesn't like me. No,
she's just like, when are you finishing? I want to put the jukebox on so I can hear Ed Sheeran.
Exactly.
How dare you, Vic, sister? How dare you? I'm joking. She's lovely. I've met her as well.
She's a good egg.
She's all right.
She goes all right.
Do you ever have anyone else coming up at live gigs just trying to interact with you whilst you're playing? I used to have this one place I worked in, and there was this person one night just trying to talk to the he would have been like a singer-songwriter as well, so like he was playing guitar and singing, and there'd just be someone like real drunk guy, and he'd be like, oh yeah, mate, what did you do? You all right? And
always,
like,
yeah.
Do you have that a lot?
A lot, yeah. I don't mind, but just sometimes you can't hear them. Like, I just struggle to hear what they're saying a lot of the time. So
why try and talk to someone whilst they're clearly playing songs? That's what I don't
kind of in the middle of something. Yeah.
You're like, actually, I'm playing Daryl Braithwaite's Horses.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're the one that requested this.
Yeah.
Do they ever try and like? Is it just like comments, like passing comments, or they try and have proper conversations with you?
Have a bit of a chit chat, which is all right. But
is it?
I don't know.
You're so nice, Vic.
I'm pretty
you're inviting all these weirdos to ask you these things now. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I would be very upset. I'd be like,
really? But it's a play. Yeah,
I'm in the middle of a play just now.
Like, that would be very rude.
Billy Shakespeare. This is not something you need to join in with.
Oh God.
Yeah, but no, that makes sense. Again, obviously, very different worlds.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that they're just there all the time doing like, I'm going to try and pick up the musician?
I don't know if that's what they're planning, but they never do pick me up. So I haven't got many numbers. No.
So give Vic your number next time you see her play.
I just came on here to try and get a date, everyone. Yeah.
That's why she actually asked me to come on this podcast so she could try and get a date. Yeah.
We just really push that.
It's a little bit embarrassing. It works in the favor of the podcast, but I mean, I do feel, especially after that middle story, I do feel mostly bad for Vic after this podcast.
Exactly, yeah. I did actually, when I made business cards.
Oh.
And I put like all my details on them again many, many moons ago. My sister actually made them. They were beautiful, but put my mobile on them and I got a stalker out of it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I was like, I probably shouldn't have put my number on it. Like,
I feel like a business card, you should put your number on it.
yeah, maybe but I wasn't like giving it to businesses. Like I was handing it out like
To
sort of
strangers at a
flyers.
bar.
Yeah. So he's like,
Yeah,
she
don't do
wants
that.
me. I know. It was just complete.
Was it the drunk guy talking in your ear? You're like, here, have a business card.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Book me your next show.
I'm in. Yeah.
Can I ask? We don't have to talk about the stalker as well.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Well, he's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Completely
Did he
nuts.
call you?
Constantly.
Wow.
And then like I just wouldn't answer because a lot of the time it was like 3 a.m. He's like,
Oh my God.
do you want to come meet me like Luna Park, like the park there? I'm like, really? Not at all.
For anyone
Thank
that's
you.
not in either Melbourne or Sydney, Luna Park's like a pretty, I mean, if you want to sponsor this podcast, Luna Park, it's a fantastic, beautiful little theme
Great
park.
day of fun.
If you're not going to sponsor it, kind of an average theme park in the middle of Sydney and in Melbourne, but not open at 3 a.m.
Yeah. And the park around it's pretty seedy.
Oh, that park next to it in Melbourne, don't go there.
Why the hell would I
During
go
the
there?
day, let alone nighttime.
And then one day I just got like a message from him. He was just like, yeah, well, you know what? Well, next time you're trying to hit up my phone and I'm a famous rapper and I'm not answering, you'll know why.
Is he a rapper as well?
Apparently so. So, yeah.
Maybe he was just trying to network.
He was. He just wanted to do some
Just
shows
wanted you
together.
on his track.
Yeah.
And this was Hilltop Hoods.
Yeah, imagine. No.
I'm joking.
No,
I'm sure it
it was
wasn't. Unless
a
it was Hilltop
bloody
Hoods, then reach
lunatic.
out to the podcast.
Yeah.
Did you not want to just block his number?
I probably ended up doing it, but
You're such a nice person. Like, that happened to me instantly. I like block, reported to the police.
has blocking always been a thing? Like, I was just trying to think of my
Call
phone
in.
back then.
Have you had to block a rapper from calling you and asking you to meet at Luna Park at 3 a.m. in the morning? More after Hilltop Hoods.
And I had to throw out all my business cards. I was like, okay, these are...
No, use business cards for
Just
business.
give them to.
Vic.
Yes, I
Yeah.
didn't get the memo. I
So
thought.
give it to like bars or producers. I don't know how
Yeah.
music business works. Just go along to Dr. Dre, give him one.
Yeah,
that's
not-
how producing works, right?
Yeah.
And then make flyers. or
Flyers
QR
are
codes.
for
Sorry, I'm
the
picking
drunk
beard hair on my
people
mouth
at the
just
bar.
now. Yeah. QR codes, they're the perfect way now. Just link to your
What?
link
I'm
tree.
not up with those times. No.
QR codes?
Yeah.
Vic hasn't heard of COVID or anything that's happened in the
No,
past
I know
3
what they
years.
are, but
Yeah.
I just don't know how to use them.
Oh, okay. We'll have a talk after the podcast.
Teach me.
Or
Yeah.
anyone that wants to mansplain how a QR code works to Vic, DM her. And maybe you can get a date over.
Like, how can
no, I'm
you-
joking. don't DM Vic for that. Yeah. So did you get anyone actually legitimately calling you about work from those business cards? You just get
I
weird
think that
stalkers?
was like the first day that I sort of
That was
handed
the
them
only
out.
business card you handed out.
I was like, this has just gone terribly. I'm just, a bit of PTSD from
So
them.
any new musos or musicians coming up,
Don't put your
give
number
out your
on. Yeah.
phone number to weirdos.
It gives them the wrong idea.
I tell you what, anyone out there, just don't give your phone number to weirdos, maybe. Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's such a shame. All these stories are making me sad.
I just
Are
pity you.
doing
Your life
okay?
is tragic.
No, I didn't mean it to sound like. How dare you make it sound like I meant that to sound like that? No, but yeah. Oh, such a shame.
That is such a shame. That's all right. Got through
Yeah,
it.
we can give out some of your business. We can give out your phone number at the end of this podcast.
Okay,
Actually, I'll tell you that.
yes.
Yeah, we'll give out your proper details at the end. I promise.
Cool.
Nobody's getting Vic's number except from me. And if you want it, we can talk. I've got a PayPal account. I can give it to you.
Can make it happen.
Yeah. Do you find that networking, like inverted commas, networking is like a thing that you do that often, or you enjoy doing for music? Because like everybody has to do it for the
I find
fucking
I just
arts and
kind of
entertainment business, and it sucks.
It's difficult, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not great. I just like making the music and doing the gigs, and I like sort of.
That's the problem, because so many artistic people or like creative people, like they just love doing all the artistic sides, and then you're not really business minded for the most part. And
Yeah.
then you're like, fuck, you really need to as well, unfortunately.
Kind of
like post your songs
promote
on
stuff.
TikTok
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I don't even have TikTok. Do you have TikTok?
No, I'm a 34-year-old man.
Yeah,
Put on a
you've
list
got
if I had-
TikTok.
How dare you?
You've got it.
Me watching all these weird people dancing in it, and I was like, oh.
Well, you know a lot
hello.
about TikTok for someone that doesn't have
She's
TikTok.
got me.
Yeah.
No, search my name on there. I'm not on it. I used a different name. But like, yeah, you have to self-promote yourself so much. And
I
it's so
know,
gross and
it's
weird.
hard.
And then you're like, every now and again, I go through phrases like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna like make myself like a social media thing or a social media person, and you try and interact with other players. Yeah, that's it, an influencer. Try and interact with other accounts, and I'm like, I look back at it a week later and I'm like, that's really embarrassing.
Oh,
Why did I do that?
Why am I like this?
I tried to make a modeling account once and just try and put up all my modeling shots, and I got 3 weeks into it and I was like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
Weird.
Yeah.
And no shade to anyone that does it. Like, good on you, honestly.
No, it's great. I would love to be like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And social media is so nice for being able to reach out to people as well. You ever, I've done this, so I'm going to save my story for after this. You ever reached out to like bigger musicians on any social media platform and been like, hey, notice you're in town. Do you need a support act? Or, hey, I really love you.
Yeah,
like,
I message John Farnham a lot. And...
Oh, do you? Oh, that's so sweet.
No.
Oh, how dare you take me like that?
I think I probably have, Or Paul Kelly, tag him in things like, come on.
Paul Kelly,
see me,
look
love
at
me. Yeah.
When you have a song about Paul Kelly,
yeah,
probably knows you exist at least.
He knows I'm out there somewhere floating around.
That's Vic. That's a song about Paul Kelly for anyone that's playing along at home as well. I've DM'd a couple of celebrities, like both very long ago, and then again slightly recently as well. And I'm just like,
recently.
Well, it's just like it's that weird thing where like. And I fucking hate this saying, but you're like, if you don't shoot your shot, you're never gonna get it, or whatever that fucking saying is.
Is that a thing?
If
you don't shoot your shot, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah, is that? I butchered that. English is my second language.
It doesn't really flow, so I'm not sure that's it. Yeah.
Well, like maybe you miss all the shots you don't take. Is that it?
You miss all the shots you don't take. That's better. Yeah,
I just came up with that. That's
great.
Me. That's not someone else. But
you do. That is true.
Yeah. So I just like you message a few people and you're like.
It's a numbers game. Just message all your heroes.
I just message everybody on Instagram and just like, hey, how are you? And I've done it and I've met some really great people actually. People that I've had on this show as well. I've actually just messaged them on Instagram and like, hey, I love your work.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in this? And then you go for some like quote unquote or like inverted commas like quote. Large celebrities and message them and be like, hey, I do this podcast if you're interested, and then I presume that they don't even see it just goes to their junk box or the person.
Do you look out for the scene? You can see when they've read it.
I'm too
just keep going back
to look at
I'll vomit if I read it again. Yeah.
So no, I haven't gone back to check on that, but yeah, I did that. And then like years ago, I used to be on Twitter a long time ago.
On Twitter,
and yeah I know, right? Disgusting. What an awful place. But yeah, oh god, this was like 12 years ago when I first moved to Melbourne. This isn't really so much about arts and entertainment, but it's just an embarrassing Twitter interaction.
Okay.
I saw, so this was a long time ago when I was very into watching MMA. Do you know what that is, Vic?
Is it sport?
It's like the sweaty cage fighting men.
I was close. That sounds sporty.
No, that is sport. Yeah, you're right. And there was an MMA fighter out in Melbourne, and I saw that he was here. And I was like, oh,
I want to fight you.
No, God, no. Fuck. No, if anyone's listening, I don't want to fight anyone. a play fight for money. That's the closest I want to come to real fighting. I'm a stuntman as well for anyone that's listening. Not just some really weird stuff.
Yeah, I just love to fight for fun.
Yeah, I love to tickle people for money. But yeah, it was before MMA really blew up, I feel like, in Australia especially. And it was the guy called Chuck Liddell. And I saw he was in Melbourne once, and I called my friend, and he was like, yeah, like just message him. Why not, man? And this was before I knew what a DM was on Twitter, so I just wrote it on my main page.
Oh.
So I just main page, like, tagged Chuck Liddell, like, hey man, I see you're in Melbourne. If you want to grab a beer whilst you're here, I'm free. Funnily enough, he didn't reply because I had like 12 Twitter followers and I didn't really know how Twitter worked.
Oh dear.
God, I think about that sometimes. And it's been long enough.
We're just telling our sad story, though.
This is the Vic's not boyfriend and me trying to make friends with big tough men.
Yeah. Go for a beer with them. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's bloody loss.
Yeah, exactly, right? So yeah, Chuck Liddell, if you're listening to this, I'd still love to get a beer with you.
Please.
I haven't really kept up with you unless you have any really problematic views now. Then I wouldn't.
Oh.
But yeah. Hey, Americans, am I right, Vic?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, so I felt, it took me a good long time to actually come to terms with the fact that I'd done that and then tell people that story. I've only started telling that story in the past couple of years, but I was like, fuck, what a dickhead.
Did you delete it?
I deleted all of my Twitter.
You're just like, I cannot be trusted on
Have
this
you ever heard of the Wayback Machine?
The Wayback Machine.
Yeah, so it's this thing online where you can go on and it takes like snapshots of pages, like web pages throughout the times. So you
Okay.
can go back and look at things that have been previously deleted. So I don't know if it's on there at all. I'm too scared to look it up. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to find this. Yeah, I know.
Embarrassing,
Yeah, please, if anyone does look that up, send it to me privately. Don't post it publicly.
Repost.
I'll see if I've got the courage to post it myself. Yeah,
I know. I keep having all my memories come up in Facebook. Like
Facebook
old...
memories are disgusting.
Oh, the statuses. I was like, shut up.
Especially back when it was like Vic Meehan is or Seb Muirhead is, and then you'd be like feeling super tired from a big night out.
Yeah.
Or feeling angry. Don't ask.
Yeah.
I keep Facebook for a couple of little bits and bobs, but I was like, I'd like to just delete all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I only keep it to see Minions memes from Great Ants. That's the only reason I go on Facebook now.
Oh, that's cute.
That was a joke, by the way.
I don't know.
If you have any Minions memes, please send them through. They have to be really good ones or high quality ones or really bad ones. But yeah, I think that's maybe us for the day, Vic. Unless you want to finish on any just general embarrassing stories, I'll take them all.
I think yeah, I've done pretty well.
good.
I haven't embarrassed myself too much.
No,
think.
haven't shit yourself yet either.
No,
Which I'm a little bit
my
upset
day will
by.
come. Yeah,
Oh, I was hoping you'd do it on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I'm sorry.
going out for
again.
Mexican later, so you never
Are
know.
we?
Yeah.
Oh, the first I've heard of this. But yeah, maybe afterwards then. And I do apologise every week for people who doesn't enjoy Brown Talk, but I think probably by now they've stopped listening. So fuck you. No, I'm joking. Thank you, anyone that listens to the podcast. But yeah, where can people find you, Vic?
I'm on Insta.
Yeah, what's
Facebook.
that handle?
What? Oh,
handle.
at Vic Meehan.
At Vic Meehan,
When-
Meehan.
That's the one.
Yeah, and Vic's just VIC.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I spelled that over order.
Yes.
So check out
backwards.
Instagram. You got a Facebook?
I do. I've got
Yeah.
Vic Meehan's music on Facebook and
I've got
on
Facebook as
Spotify
well,
and
I
stuff.
never,
oh,
I never spook that. But yeah, fair enough.
Instagram's taken
Sorry.
off. Oh, you're
Yeah,
like,
Instagram's
no one
much more.
talks about Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, sorry, Spotify. We can find you.
Spotify, yes,
Yeah.
please. Find me there, Bandcamp, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spotify, I mean, is Vic Meehan as well, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly the same spelling as your Instagram handle.
Yeah,
We've
and I've
got a
got-
little single that's just come out as well,
I
right?
do. I have a new single out called I Gave Up Drinking. It's a little bit country folk,
A little bit of a lie.
a little bit of an absolute lie. I'm having some spicy mugs later. So.
Oh, at this apparent Mexican we're going to.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
so I gave up drinking.
Yes.
If anyone can, I mean, listen to it once, twice. Take your headphones out, just play it on repeat as well. It really helps the artist when they can get as many listens as they can.
Please, crank
Save
it.
to your favorite playlists as well. But you've got a few other albums on there as well. If people want to check it out, right?
Yeah, I've got my I've got my album The Girl in the Red Shoes, which is pretty ancient now. It's like
That's a really good way to tell it. It's got some great songs on it. That's
the one with the Paul Kelly one on there, and You Only Call Me When You're Drunk.
yeah, the classics.
But,
And Jolene.
Jolene's on there.
there
Yeah,
you go. It's a
my
little
little
rendition of
cover.
Jolene.
But
Yeah, so definitely check both of them out. Is it better for people to check out on Bandcamp or Spotify as well?
oh, you know the answer, do you?
we all know the answer. Yeah. So if you don't, just
But
go a little Google.
both are very, very helpful.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, for sure. And do you have any upcoming gigs that people can come along to
do.
with their boyfriends and disappoint you that you're not dating them?
Yes. I'm playing in Castlemaine.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Getting the train down and doing a gig at the Taproom June 11th, sorry.
June 11th, hopefully.
Yes, it's a Sunday session and
Beautiful.
it'll be great.
So all of the information will be in the show notes, the same as every week. So just in case we did get that wrong, but there will be links to tickets and stuff like that as well. Hit Vic up. You can take the train down with her.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah,
Catch the
especially
choo-choo.
yeah. She'll give you a business card so you can get in touch with her.
Can have all my details.
We'll give out your phone number now as well. What's your phone
Copies
number,
of
Vic?
my passport and yeah.
Yeah, so any of this stuff you can. What's your address? People can just meet meet you.
Yeah,
You can Uber together to the train station. Anywhere else people can find you just now?
Where else am I? So on my Instagram, I've got a linked tree which has all my links, like on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah, beautiful.
And all that
Check
stuff.
out all that stuff.
All there.
And then obviously with the social media, you will keep people updated with any more upcoming gigs as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
The same as every week, you can find Won't Be Forgetting That Pod across most of the social media platforms. If you did enjoy this episode as well, I would really ask or appreciate a 5-star review, a subscribe, just a little bit of a like. It really does go a long way. There's a couple of little links in the show notes as well. They kind of just help the podcast run, I'll be honest with you. If you can afford it, it's greatly appreciated. If not, I totally get it too. What is free though is following me on Instagram and YouTube. It's Seb Muirhead, Muirhead. I've got a few little fight scenes up on YouTube, and Instagram is mostly just me posting topless pics. So if you want to come along and see that, it's good content, right, Vic? Right?
I always feel weird like liking it. I'm like,
Vic's always the first one liking it as well, so that's why I feel weird about it. But yeah, thank you very much again, Vic.
it's all right. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Let's go and give you my dog that ball back.
Yes, yes.